Okay, so this is another one with an eccentric working through. We're going to talk about how to get up into those deltoids a little bit more. So say you have rotator cuff impingement, pain, you're down the road from a repair maybe, trying to get up into those at least 90-degree range. Deltoids, the glutes of the shoulder, big meaty part. You want to make sure you want to build up those muscles back up so they're good and strong. So the middle delt works out to the side like this. Anterior if you're holding it up there when you come more forward. Anterior when you come more back. Posterior. Okay, so we're going to do this tensioning the band here. Pull back through the, that's a more of like a mid row here. This is a little low for me. So I can come out into a seated position. More kind of coming across like this. So I can really feel that up as I lift my elbow up, and then also here. Other thing to keep me mindful of is this whole dynamic of upper trap, but I got to keep my shoulder blade back and down. So I'm going to get more upward rotation. I want to think about how the elbow comes up, that's shoulder abduction, but I'm also rotating that shoulder blade as I anchor it down to get that full effect of kind of turning that big wheel through there. So as I'm doing that, I'm pulling and anchoring there. I can rotate, I can shift my weight into and pull back like this a little bit to really secure that. Okay, as I pull back up here. Now I can also isolate, pulling here. You can really feel that working on the back side here, and that's the area that will really help out the rotator cuff. Rotator cuff from there would be more of a rotation like this, which is going to be a lot harder if you've got some rotator cuff issues. But before you do that, you want to make sure you can do this, because that's where the delts are going to stabilize at the shoulder and your core, scapular muscles, everything's going together, and you'll definitely feel that. So that's a good one to work there, okay? And then the last thing is, we're going to come over to the table here, and I'm going to show you how to actually influence that rotator cuff in a way that should be somewhat controlled. Again, if your rotator cuff repair or something, this is going to be down the road a little bit. Same idea. I can anchor back here. You're going to want to either be on the ground or on a wider, plinth table like this, like a mat table maybe. I'm going to anchor back like this to get those muscles going. Keep them up towards 90 if I can, if it's not too painful. Make sure I can adjust those chicken wings. Keep my neck long here. Okay, and then I've got my weights. So eccentric, I can come up this way. Usually that one's easier when you're not upright. Going down this way, this is the tough one. So coming down like this is where you got to keep those shoulder blades anchored and back, and allow slowly those posterior rotator cuff muscles to eccentrically control to allow the weights to come down. Make sure you're not doing this with your wrists. Keep them straight. Don't force anything here. Just in and out. You can go back up. Make sure nothing's too painful here, and just working that control. And over time, you should notice that your mobility and your control and stability and strength are going to be much better with all of that. Good.